Hey guys, this is Sandy White from Simply Fit, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader. And on today's segment, we're talking about a better body for you. What are the steps you need to take for a better you? We're going to talk about that and what I have in my hands right after this. So, did you think about the question that I asked? What does it take for you to have a better body? That's a mouthful. What does it take for you to have a better body? Well, there's a plethora of things, but you know, guys, I like to do simple tips and strategies. So we're just going to talk about the few tips that I have right here in my hand. One of the ones that I always discuss with you guys is being hydrated. You have to make sure that you're hydrated. When you're dehydrated, you cause your body to, before I jump into that, the same thing that happens to your vehicle when it doesn't have gas or starting to run out of gas, and then oop, boop, you go to the E button, it stops running. The difference is when you can jack your engine up, and your engine, in reference to your body, that's your internal organs. So when they start to crash, that's detrimental to you and your health and your livelihood. So we want to make sure that we stay hydrated. That's the #1 thing for you getting to a better body for yourself. So one thing that I like, this is a journal, but it's called a push journal. So the difference between this journal and all of the other ones that I have is this journal is going to break down in 90-day increments, one goal at a time. And I've always talked to you guys about rushing through your goals. You don't want to rush through your goals because you want to be able to repeat it at will. So say, because we started out with hydration. Some of y'all are like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to drink water, but I'm stuck on sodas, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm not a big fan of Mio, but you could take the Mio and do a little squirt, and then you can have a little flavor to your water. Not so much where you're basically drinking a soda, but just like a hint of blackberries or raspberry. Me personally, I'd rather take the blackberry and the raspberry. These are simple tips and strategies to get you from one point to the next until you can do what I'm suggesting. So say you start off with a meal, 1 squirt, but you're getting in your water. Well, we want to not do that. And the reason being is because it is not natural. They are using items in there that don't do your body good. Okay. But what I'm saying is, if you got to start somewhere and you're already doing something like that, start and then keep cutting it down, keep cutting it down. Or I go cold turkey, but still going in steps. You can take those same concepts, because they're saying, okay, if you take the Mio is like a flavor of like blueberry, blackberry, whatever they make. It's synthetic. It's not good for your body. But what they're saying is, so you can drink more water. Let's give it a little flavor. What I'm saying is, don't do that at all. Take the blackberries. Take the berries in general, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. Take them, put them in a microwave for 30 seconds. You'll get the juices from that. Take that and dump it in 32 or 64 ounces of water, and then freeze it or let it get cold and chill. You get the same concept, but it's all natural. I would rather take 30 seconds to do that process. That's a step, and that's what you would put in the push. So we want to change your palate, meaning your taste buds, so you can start doing things naturally. So instead of doing the meal, which takes 30 seconds, and then shake up your water, stick it in the freezer, if you read the ingredients, you know what I'm saying. You should not be using that. But if you are, I'm not bashing you. I'm just saying, let's work our way from process to natural. Take some frozen berries, raspberry, blackberries. You can go to Costco, any big box store. I would suggest a big box store, because the price that you pay at the big box store, at regular grocery stores, you're spending that price, but you're getting this quantity, literally a small bag like this. That makes no sense. Spend the $25, get you a membership to one of the big box stores. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, they're in there. Get them, put them in a microwave for 30 seconds. If you don't want to use the microwave, put it on the stove for 30 seconds to a minute, and stir it constantly in a non-stick pot, just so you can get the juices. Scrape all the juices out into a 64 ounces of water. You get the same concept, but natural. And then take it, stick it in your freezer for about 30 minutes to an hour, not where it's totally frozen, but where you get a little bit of crushed ice in there. So you guys get what I'm saying. Just go get the frozen fruit, blackberries. You got all of the different berries in it, which is low glycemic, very good for your body. Just get some juice from it. 30 seconds to a minute, no more than 2 minutes, because you want the fruit to break down, but not where it's mushy, but enough where you're getting some juice from it. Put it inside some water, put it in the freezer, let it get some like crushed iceness to it, if that makes sense, and then boom, there you go. And if you have to take some salsa water, you can take a little bit of salsa water and then a little bit of the water that you mix with the berry juice, mix those together, and then you have that salsa taste or feeling as if you're drinking a soda, but you're not. I've talked to you guys about this, but I never walked through the steps with you. This is what this push journal does. Then, okay, so that's one way to get yourself hydrated. Then you want to do like water content foods like cabbage, oranges, apples, pomegranate. This is just me. It may not be your taste buds. I don't like it where they already like take the pomegranates out of the pod for me. And then you could just go grab it off the shelf from the freezer, from the refrigerator area. It has like this bitter aftertaste. So I'd rather crack open the pomegranate and suck the seeds out myself. No different than when you take sunflower seeds and you crack them yourself. They taste different when they crack them and then stick them in the bag. But that's just me. I don't like, I would prefer to crack it myself and peel out the pomegranates. But get water content food. Watermelon, that's water content food. Cantaloupe, you get what I'm saying? Water content food, and then that is going to help you stay hydrated. All right, I'm outside. I enjoy being outside, and that's another thing. Make sure you guys are getting out in nature. You don't have to come out when the sun is where it's high noon, where it's super hot, but you do need to come out. Like, I don't know, I think it's like 6:15, between 6:15 and 6:20. I don't know, almost 6:30 here. I'm on the East Coast, but I'm still out here in the sun, and you need to have at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes of sun. Again, you don't have to come out where it's beaming and you're sweating. And I would recommend you not doing that anyway. That is a recipe for disaster. Do not come out here. And if you're going to come out where the sun is at its peak time, make sure you have on some sunshades and sunscreen lotion and some kind of a hat. You know, if rather a full hat or a sun visor, you just need to make sure you're covered. But anyway, in reference to this push journal, it goes over 90-day increments, but it breaks down every step. That way you are not rushing through anything, but it does give you some cute little cues. So here's one. The cure to overwhelm is a pen and paper. Don't stress out, write it out. What does that mean? Okay, I need to drink more water. Okay, that's a goal. And we just started. How do I get more water in there? I don't like, one, you need to identify what's the main reason you're not drinking water. I don't like the way it tastes, and I just give you the example. If you don't like the way it tastes, get the berries. We went through that process. And it could be, okay, I don't want to be carrying all this stuff, or I don't want to buy water. That's ridiculous. Okay, get a Brita filter water jug. And then if it's 30 days, depending on which filter you buy, it could be the one that's every 30 days you need to replace it, or every 60 days you need to place it. If you get it from Amazon, then get it where it's on auto ship. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't have to buy water bottles. You don't have to buy, they have the water jugs. You don't have to do any of that. You can go to any water fountain, put it in there. That filter is going to clean that water 99.999%. So you are going to be good for anything. All right. Now, you ain't got to buy no water, because I know water right now, I think it's $24 for a case of 48. I don't know, depending on where you're getting it at. And what's going on here now in the economy, no matter where you live at, you still need to be healthy. But now, how do you do that? With simple tips and strategies like what I just said. Cut down on spending money on cases of water and get a Brita filter, and get one in a jug. And then if you get one in a, I don't know how large they go, but you could probably get one that's 64 ounces. So it's for your whole house. And then you can get a jug, the tumbler, 32, 64 ounces, that you can carry around with you, and you can get water anywhere. That is not heavy. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? And then you eat your water content food. That is going to keep you hydrated. And then we want to do some other things here. After you do this, let me stay focused on this, and then I'll jump to the other one. And now I'm jumping ahead, but this thing goes over, it is super detailed. It goes through all the steps, so you can do a 90-day goal tracker. You guys know I like to give you challenges, but here now you can write it down. Your challenges, this was just an example. Stay hydrated. So here are all the steps, and it's just not like one thing to just get hydrated. There are multiple steps, and then it's eating foods that are water content, and then foods that are good. Spinach is a water content food, and it helps you to stay regulated so that you're having bowel movement. So there are things that are connected to staying hydrated. And say you're like, I really don't know how to cook, I don't want to go through all that. Segment is being brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh will allow you to have your food delivered. You can pick breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can pick 1 or 2 breakfast or lunch, or whatever the combination, how often you want, how many people you want. They will allow you to have that delivered. You can keep it going for however long you want. You can put it on hold, whatever works for you. All right, so let's jump back into that. That's another step. So you put that on there. Now you don't have to worry about food. And you also make sure that while you're staying hydrated, you're eating good. You're eating foods that will benefit the hydration from what you're giving to your body. We're not doing processed. So now you don't have to worry about going to the grocery store, because whatever you were spending, now you're having it being spent on quality food that's being delivered to you. And all you have to do is put it in your oven. Now, you can work on not using the microwave so much. Okay, y'all understand what I'm saying? You can get a toaster oven, and you could do the same thing in a toaster oven that you do in a microwave, which is a lot more healthier. And we won't get into that one for this segment, because that's a whole gamut in itself. But now you want to write that in there. Okay, so for the next 90 days, you're eating healthier, you're staying hydrated, because when you do these steps, each one of these steps, they piggyback off the other one. All right. And then I also told you all, 2 weeks ago, I ordered a rowing machine. I like to switch up my exercises, but I want them to be simple. I want them to be to the point, and I want the results that I'm looking for. But for whatever reason, there was a mix-up, and I did not get the rowing machine. I got a squat machine. I showed you guys how to do the squats on your own, but you may be like, I am not there. Well, guess what? Mr. White has decided, yes, he's going to do another marathon, the Marine Corps Marathon 2025. He needs that squat machine. So God knew what he was doing. So my husband is going to use it, but I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to show you guys that, because squatting helps your body. It's an overall benefit for your body. We went through all of that. So I'm into that today. Go back to 2 weeks ago and watch that segment that I was telling you about how to protect your knees. But doing squats, if you can do those, that's like an overall body workout. You know you have to stay hydrated, you have to eat well, and you also have to move well. You have an assignment. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not incorporating that with being healthy, that's not going to help you. So you want those two to work together simultaneously. And in this book, so like it says, my first 3 goals relative to improving my current or key priority. So as an example, I said our key priority is staying hydrated, because remember the example I gave you all with the vehicle with no gas. Well, if you don't have any gas, that engine is the heart. It's like your internal organ. When it don't have what it needs to be flowing through it, it shuts down. The difference is when your body shuts down, that is detrimental to your health. We don't want your body to shut down. We don't want you to have any of your organs failing because you failed to give it some hydration and proper nutrients. Anyway, so I like this tracker. It is super easy. It is different than the ones that I have shown you all before, because this one particularly is, like I said, is a 90-day challenge versus I usually give you guys a week challenge or something like that. This is a 90-day challenge. So when you get this down pat, you're going to get it down pat and you will never ever forget it. You understand what I'm saying? So if you could get a process going down like this. So it says when you create a goal, getting, like we're sticking with the example of staying hydrated. It's not just drinking water. It is keeping this body nimble, because when you're hydrated, you can move better. Your body releases toxins easier. You're not aching as much as you were before. You understand what I'm saying? 90 days. And then it goes like your schedule at 4. Now, this is not an example. This is what they have in here. So if you're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, what are you doing? So as an example, say you didn't do this the night before. 4 o'clock in the morning, you're getting up, you're making sure you're clothed, and you're giving yourself 30 minutes, picking out some clothes, making sure they're color coordinated. What does clothes have to do with it? Well, guess what? If you look good, you feel good, and you operate good. That has everything to do with your mentality on how you're going to function throughout the day. And it also determines how you're going to treat yourself. So don't go get anything. Even your workout gear should look good. And right now, I'm in the creative mode where everything I want colors are vibrant colors, because they're giving me so much energy. They're giving me so much clarity. It's going to be different for everybody on how and what you need, but we're going to stick with this one. You're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You didn't get your clothes out the night before. You're giving yourself 30 minutes. That's what I love about this journal. It is giving you, like, you don't have all day long to be playing around. What are you doing right now? Why do you need to do it? And you have a small window to get this done. That way you're not procrastinating. Do you guys know what procrastination means? It's just anxiety. So instead of like having your mind like, oh my God, this is not going to work. What if? That's what you need to start telling yourself. What if this works? How will I feel when this works, when I get this result? That's what you need to start doing. And that's what I like about this push journal. It really just eliminates anxiety all the way around. So okay, you get up at 4, this is what you're doing. But you're writing your goals, because it's a note section. It's giving you a time, it's a schedule, and what are you supposed to do to each one of these? And for some of y'all, you need to be doing this right now. You need to have your life so scheduled. And you need to schedule fun in. So I'm not saying don't schedule no fun in, but yeah, everything needs to be scheduled so you could get back where you need to be at. And that's what I super duper love about this. Then it has in here your meal 1, your meal 2, your meal 3, your snacks. Like, what are you doing? Now you ain't got to think about it. You're writing this stuff in here. Now, what I've been doing, and I told you guys, I've been fasting 14 hours. I want to get back. I have a certain goal that I'm interested in getting to, because to me, when I was at that goal, I was at my best. Not that I'm not at my best now, but I felt really awesome when I was at that particular goal weight. So this 90-day tracker is for me is crucial. So I know if it's helping me, it's going to help you guys. And it's just, I mean, your water intake, we talked about that. Your fitness log, what are you doing? How long are you doing? Y'all remember what FIT is? Fun, intentional, total training. You know what I'm saying? So I like doing a whole bunch of different things. I don't like getting bored, and you shouldn't go any longer than 40 minutes because now you're stressing your body out. And if you didn't know, the younger you are, it doesn't phase you, but the older you are, it taxes your body. So your time frame for doing all this high intensity and all this stuff, it needs to start cutting down. And for some of you all, you need more relaxation type of exercises, but strength training never goes out of the door. So if you get an opportunity, try to get one of these push journals. It is super awesome. They even have in here sleep. You guys are not getting enough sleep. But what I do is I take the push journal and I combine this with the successful day, just notepad. And I talked to you guys about this one before too. So it's got your journaling, which is, we already talked about that, and connect. So connect could be, okay, you know, you're off the chart, like all over the map with, I already told you guys how to make sure you stay hydrated. But you're like, okay, that's all well and good, but I really don't, oh my God, I'm stressed out about going to the grocery store. You don't got to do that. I already told you, HelloFresh, get all of that sent to you. And then it's already, I would say 95% meal prepped for you. You just need to add in onesie twosies, which could be your fruit. Have that stuff delivered too. I'll tell you another place that you guys can get it from is not HelloFresh. HelloFresh is sponsoring this one, but Hungry Root. They're going to do the next one. We'll go through those items, but you guys get the point. Don't make this hard for yourself. And then you want to eat for energy. You put the right octane in your vehicle based off of the engine size so that it runs good. Don't give yourself processed food. That's not going to make your engine run well. What's going to make your engine run well is foods that are non-processed. You want the fruits, you want the vegetables, you want stuff that's not, and eat according to the season. It's a lot going on right now. So these tips should help you guys out. If you buy foods that are in season, you will save money. And whatever money you're spending on for food, you're not going to break the bank by using HelloFresh. They will work with you with your price and how much you want to spend. So even if you're like, I can do breakfast and I can do lunch, or I only can do one meal, pick the meal that's the most important to you, that you have the least amount of time to prepare. Guys, it's easy if you make it easy. And then on here, it's got move around. We talked about exercise. Do all of this stuff and not move your body. It's no different than having a vehicle just sitting in your garage. The mechanisms within all of the things that make a vehicle move, they need to be moving. They need to have lubricants going through them. No different than your body. Now I'm going to tell you all a secret here. It's gross. But you know, ACV, apple cider vinegar, works wonders for your body. Most people can't stand the taste, even if they dilute it, but it does wonders for your gut. Here's another one, not apple cider vinegar, the bitter fruit. If you are having challenges with your glucose level, sour bitters will help regulate your blood sugar, and black seed bitters will help you with that. Now I'm going to give you all because I'm going to try it. I like to try stuff, even though I'm recommending, I like to try it. And then I give you my recommendations in reference to whether you should continue to go with it or not. But I do apple cider vinegar, and I'm telling you, if you do it before your meals, you feel so much better, less bloating. Gotta make things simple for you. And I told you guys this as well. Not everything that's good for you is going to taste good for you, but I also know if it don't taste good and it's not easy, you're not going to do it. So you have to make that mental shift. This is gross, but I like the results. The bitters is exactly what they say. They're bitter. I like the results. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it 30 seconds or less, done, and then wash it down with 16 ounces of water, and I'm done. I want the benefits. I'm not looking for the taste. I wish it did come, but they do make it in pills. I don't like taking all of the, the supplements and pills. If I could do liquid, it gets in your bloodstream much faster. It's easier. You got to make things simple for you. Mm-hmm. This is simple tips and strategies. And then the other one, the Bible even tells you that laughter is good medicine. Some of y'all are so grumpy. It is now spring, which is about to jump over into summertime. You got to when you do this push journal, make sure you write in here all the things, the steps that you need to have fun. When was the last time you just had a belly aching laugh that it worked your stomach muscles out? You laughed so much. Guys, you have got to have fun. This is not hard. It is really simple, but you're making it hard. Don't make your dream body a challenge. Make it something that's simple, easy, sweet, and you can get an outfit that you want to be. Like I told you guys, I may not have mentioned it here, but I know I had mentioned it to you before. My creativity now is where I'm into a whole bunch of colors, vibrant, beautiful colors, because they bring the best out of me. So now my wardrobe for summer, usually you have a lot of color palettes, but this one is bold, beautiful colors, and it just reminds me of being on somebody's beach about to take one of those photography sessions, whatever. Just get yourself in a spot where you are happy. I don't know what your happy place is, but I know aches and pains when you're waking up in the morning. I know for sure that's not your happy place. So y'all remember, my job is to give you simple tips and strategies. Your job is to pick the one that you're honestly are going to try, and you're going to be consistent with it. When you see the results, regardless of what I share with you, you are going to see results, but you're not going to see them if you don't do them. All right. With that being said, I want to go over one more thing with you all. You need to get a script. Now, this one, the script, my manifestation activation script, has a combination of all phases of my life: finances, money, love, health, wellness, all in there. But I'm just going to read a little bit. I'm going to skip some sections, but just to give you an idea, this is what you need to write for your life. And then if you can record it, because when you hear what you're saying, you tend to believe it. And I'm going to tell you guys, here's a simple tips. Stop lying to yourself. And the reason some of y'all are having anxiety is because you keep lying to yourself. You start. I'm going to lose weight. And then I'm going, and so now when you say you're going to do something, your brain is like, no, you're not. You lying because you keep lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Here's a way to stop lying to yourself. Write out your activation script and then record it and then listen to it at night. And it will get into your subconscious mind to start help you to change the way you have been operating with you. Once you start being better to you, you'll start seeing the results manifest a lot easier. So let me just read just a little bit of this and then we'll wrap it up. So, manifestation activation script, my life of overflow. This is for me. This is what I wrote. I am so grateful that I now live in my fully paid dream home. And I wrote down the name of the house and the subdivision that I want to be in. It's a $4.8 million sanctuary or something better, seated on 5 acres of flat, flush, usable land. This estate is a reflection of my royalty, my favor, and my birthright. It's a place of peace, creativity, and overflow. And then I have on here, I'm skipping down, I am at my healthiest, sexiest, strongest self. My body is radiant, and I put down my ideal weight. Tone, vibrant, magnetic. My energy is high, and I move through the world with confidence and joy. And then I'm going to move down some more. My corporate wellness business is thriving, generating 4.8 million or something annually. I work with 12 amazing, loyal, pleasant 1099 contractors who love what they do and love working with me. My business is flourishing, exclusively serving other corporate wellness owners. My Simply Fit videos and podcasts are going viral daily, my old and my new ones. They bring in thousands of viewers, clients, and divine financial harvest. My message is anointed, magnetic, and unstoppable. Endorsements, collaborations, and opportunities flow in with ease. We are surrounded by godly, wise, wealthy, fun, and faith-filled friends. Let me reread that last one. We are surrounded by godly, wise, wealthy, fun, and faith-filled friends who pour into us and walk with us on this journey of purpose and prosperity. Our circle is strong and authentic and rooted in truth and love. You got to get something like this. The script isn't hard. You got to sit down and take the time and write what you want and how you want it to manifest in your life. So when you use this push journal, it's easy for you to say, okay, this is the first one that I want to go for. And let me see, I'm going to skip down to this last one, one before the last one. And because God said, I have the same authority as Jesus, what I say come to pass now and in the name of Jesus. It's very easy if you sit down and understand that you deserve to have the best, healthiest life possible that you could possibly have. This is not a hit or miss. It feels like that because you are not taking the time to write down your goals and then break them down into steps so you're able to repeat this at will. And then once you're done, you don't have to write it again. You may need to tweak it, but now it's already done. This is going to be your game plan to your next move for your healthy body. With that being said, I'm Sandy White from Simply Fit, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader, and we broadcast every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Standard Time on WYTV7.org platform. Go to WYTV7.org, click the broadcasters button, and look for me, Simply Fit. If you have a question or you want something answered in a video, just send that message to me, and I will be happy to provide whatever it is that you need in an email or in a video. And guess what? Whatever question you're asking, someone else answer to it too. So like, subscribe, and share so you can bless as many people's lives as possible. We're on a mission to save 1 million lives by providing you guys with simple tips and strategies so that you're able to overcome suicide and depression with simple tips and strategies with nutrition and health. Remember, if this is off, this is going to be off. And that leads to the reason we are doing what we're doing, because your gut health affects your brain health, which leads to depression. We don't want any of that. So make sure whatever you get from this segment, you share with someone else. With that being said, I will see you guys next week. Mwah. Love you. Bye.